The number one thing is he's going to be that closer in the fourth quarter, right? And he's the greatest scorer to ever touch down basketball in my eyes. Now, with that being said, he has zero excuses. This is the best situation, the best team that he has been on since he played in Golden State.
What if I told you NBA defenses are leaving Kevin Durant wide open, and not because they want to?
Know who you want to help off of, but don't just give up a lineup three. That's pretty. I'm telling you, Şengün sold it.
In 2025, the Rockets have created something the league's never seen before. An offense that turns Kevin Durant, one of the most lethal scorers in basketball history, into just one piece of a bigger puzzle. An offense built around constant motion, unpredictable reads, and a 23-year-old center who sees the floor like a point guard. Now, every defense is stuck choosing between guarding Durant and watching Alperen Sengun pick them apart, or collapsing on Şengün and letting KD walk into rhythm jumpers. Either way, you lose. This is starting to look a lot like the birth of a system so balanced, so dynamic, that the entire league now has a Kevin Durant and an Alperen Sengun problem. The big story of the Rockets' 24-25 season wasn't their offense, it was their defense. Houston finished with a top 5 defensive rating built on length, speed, and pure hustle. With Amen Thompson, Tari Eason, Dillon Brooks and co. forming the backbone, they turned into one of the toughest defensive teams in the league. Good enough to help them grab the number 2 seed in the West. But while the defense held up, the offense didn't. Ranked 12th in the league, which was solid, until it wasn't. When the playoffs hit, everything that looked sharp in the regular season started to crack. Fred VanVleet caught fire in flashes, but it wasn't enough. Alperen Sengun, who had established himself as a legit elite center, suddenly found defenses collapsing on him. The mismatches that worked all year disappeared under playoff pressure. And when it mattered most, Houston's offense, the same one people thought was a step away from greatness, just couldn't find answers. Shot selection, decision-making, efficiency, it all fell apart against Golden State. So to fix their offensive issues during the offseason, the Rockets went big, literally and figuratively. They acquired one of the most gifted scorers in NBA history, Kevin Durant, pairing him with their young but rapidly maturing core. On paper, it looked like the missing piece. But then came the setback as Fred VanVleet tore his ACL and was ruled out for the entire season. And just like that, Houston lost its primary playmaker, the guy who kept their offense organized when things broke down. And suddenly, all that excitement around Durant's arrival came with a massive question mark. How would this offense actually function without its point guard? The rotation was thin, the roster was young, and Durant was walking into a system still learning how to play together. The expectation went from dominance to survival. But 7 games in, all those doubts have started to disappear. After opening the season with 2 straight close losses, the Rockets suddenly flipped a switch, rattling off 5 straight wins and climbing to 5-2.
Here's Thompson looking to turn the corner into a diving Şengün. That's good, plus the 5.
But the story is how they're winning. Houston looks different. The offense that was supposed to take them time to gel is now humming like a machine. And all those early doubts about chemistry, shot creation, and playmaking have slowly vanished. The Rockets currently own the top offensive rating in the entire NBA at 126.5. They're top 5 in points per game at 124.7. Their true shooting percentage has skyrocketed from 24th to 2nd best in the league. And they now lead the NBA in 3-point percentage at a blistering 42%. Last year's Rockets were known for defense, scrappy, physical, and relentless. But this year's version, they're turning into a scoring machine, a team that's deadly on offense and defense. And at the center of that transformation are 2 names, Kevin Durant and Alperen Sengun. 2 players feeding off each other's gravity, creating space, open shots, and a whole new identity for Houston basketball. Now, let's talk about Kevin Durant. Long before his stint in Houston, KD had already checked every box a basketball player could dream of. Multiple championships, finals MVPs, scoring titles, an MVP award, and a guaranteed first ballot Hall of Fame spot. And even with age creeping up at 37 years old, Durant remains one of the most lethal scorers in basketball. His shooting gravity alone bends defenses in ways only a handful of players in NBA history ever could. And considering the amount of young talent already on this Rockets roster, his arrival was franchise-altering. And so far, Durant has transformed Houston from a fun, up-and-coming team into a legitimate title contender, fitting into the system almost seamlessly. Through his first 7 games as a Rocket, he's averaging 24 points, 5.3 rebounds, and 2.7 assists, while shooting 51% from the field, 36.7 from 3, and 84.6 from the line. Good for a 65.4% true shooting percentage. He's also attempting more free throws than he has in nearly a decade, all while posting a career-low usage rate of 25.7%. In other words, Durant's scoring efficiency is peaking at a time when most players his age are slowing down. And through those 7 games, one thing has become clear. This Houston Rockets team might be one of the best constructed rosters Kevin Durant has ever played on. Because for once, KD didn't walk into a situation where he had to do everything. He came in with a clear plan, build up the young guys around him, empower them to take ownership of the offense, and lead by influence rather than dominance. And that's exactly what he's done. Durant looks comfortable picking his spots, attacking when the moment calls for it, but just as willing to step back and let the young talent cook. Guys like Amen Thompson, Tari Eason, and Reed Shepherd are getting real touches, real responsibility, and real confidence. He's been surgical about when to impose his will and when to let players like Şengün or Thompson take over the offense. And the result? Houston finally looks balanced. Durant's bringing his usual elite efficiency and dependable offense.
Rebounding. Remember, Sarr's in foul trouble. Durant, baseline. Oh, put on the brakes. 2 defenders go by and he lays it up and in.
But for the first time in years, he's also getting the kind of support that makes him dangerous in a whole new way. But it's not just KD running the show. Another name just as crucial to Houston's offensive renaissance is their franchise cornerstone, Alperen Sengun. Şengün entered this season already established as one of the NBA's premier playmaking big men, coming off a breakout year that earned him his first All-Star appearance, but somehow he's managed to level up again. With Fred VanVleet sidelined, Şengün's taken on even more responsibility and he's thriving. Through 7 games, he's averaging 22.4 points, 9.8 rebounds, and 7.3 assists, posting career highs in scoring and playmaking. He's doing it efficiently too, shooting 47.2% from the field and 42.9% from 3, easily the best mark of his career on his highest volume of attempts from deep. But what's most impressive is how he's doing it. Şengün has essentially taken over point guard duties while still operating as one of the most dominant low-post scorers in basketball. He's initiating offense from the top of the key, creating passing lanes, manipulating defenses, all while forcing teams to pick their poison between defending the rim or the perimeter. But the thing is, earlier in his career, Şengün made a name for himself picking defenses apart from the elbows and low block, using his footwork, patience, and vision to create easy buckets for everyone else. But this season, it's different. Now, Şengün is running the offense. He's bringing the ball up, initiating pick and rolls, and handling the ball as much as any guard on the roster. And somehow, it's working beautifully. He's averaging a career-high 7 assists per game, but it's more than just the raw numbers. It's the timing, the way he reads defenses, the way he threads passes through traffic, the way his playmaking connects every piece of Houston's offense together. Even the passes that don't show up in the box score usually lead to open looks or quick swing passes that find a shooter. And guys like Kevin Durant, Jabari Smith Jr, and Amen Thompson have been the biggest beneficiaries, getting clean looks all night because Şengün's gravity and passing force defenses into impossible rotations. It's only been 7 games, sure, plenty of time for him to cool off or somehow get even better.
Şengün here. One-on-one with Gafford in space. Takes him off the dribble, spins it away, loses him, and scores! There you go, they don't want to help.
But this version of Şengün feels different. The Baby Joker nickname has followed him since his rookie year, but right now, it's starting to feel earned. He's commanding Houston's offense the same way Nikola Jokic runs Denver's, punishing teams from every spot on the floor. With that being said, going back to last season, when Şengün emerged as a truly elite center, defenses were able to focus too much of their energy on him when games came down to the wire. Şengün, as gifted as he is, wasn't yet the kind of player who could stay completely unfazed by that pressure, and it showed. But this season, that very system is being punished, thanks to KD being on the team. It all starts with how Şengün's skill set complements Durant perfectly. The key is rim pressure. Durant might be the most dangerous jump shooter in NBA history, so his co-star needs to stretch the defense by drawing them into the paint, and Şengün does that better than almost anyone. His gravity around the rim forces double teams, which frees up Durant on the perimeter, but it also works the other way around. Even when KD isn't touching the ball, he changes the geometry of the floor. Defenders can't leave him, and that gives Şengün more space to operate at the top of the key. It's a subtle difference, but it completely changes how defenses approach Houston. That extra bit of room, that inch defenders give up to stay glued to KD, allows Şengün to slow down, read the floor, and pick defenses apart. So now opponents have started alternating between doubling Şengün and shading extra help towards Durant. Either way, one of them will make you pay. If Şengün has the ball, he can kick it out to KD, who's often left wide open. And if Durant's drawing the doubles, he can swing it back to Şengün, who punishes defenders inside. And that's what makes what's happening in Houston so mind-boggling. When Van Vliet went down, most people expected the Rockets' offense to stall. Instead, it forced Durant and Şengün to take more control, and the results have been electric. This duo has real synergy, two stars who operate from completely different areas of the floor, but amplify each other's strengths perfectly. It's a balance of inside-out offense that keeps defenses guessing and opens up endless scoring options. But the biggest surprise so far? It's not Durant drawing double teams, it's Şengün. The young center's ability to command attention in the post has given Durant cleaner looks than he's had in years. Opposing defenses expect Durant to be the main attraction, but Şengün's skill set has flipped that assumption. His passing, footwork, and feel for the game have earned him constant comparisons to Nikola Jokic, and playing alongside Durant has only amplified both players' strengths. And the truth is, Durant has never played alongside an uber-skilled center like Alperen Sengun. He even said as much on social media, tweeting, "Brother can't believe it, lol. Sometimes I'm surprised I'm that open and start bricking. 28 just sees everything." Then Durant followed it up with another tweet, "Exactly, and we're still figuring things out too." And that's the scary part. If the offense looks this smooth, just 7 games in, imagine what happens once that connection becomes fully telepathic. The point is, Şengün can do a little bit of everything, and that makes life easier for everyone around him. If you need him to bully mismatches in the post, he can do it. If you need him to find open teammates, he'll do that too. And that versatility is one of the main reasons Durant chose Houston in the first place. He knew the talent was there, but more importantly, the two-man action between him and Şengün has been a nightmare for defenses and a huge reason why the Rockets currently boast one of the league's top offenses. Before the season, Durant made it clear that he didn't want to slow down the growth of Houston's young core or take away their touches, and he stayed true to that. He's averaging 16 shots per game, basically the fewest of his career. Yet the shots he is getting are some of the cleanest he's seen in years. But what's really scary about this Rockets offense is we still haven't mentioned Amen Thompson. He's had 28 and 27 points in his last 2 games, and he's averaging 18, 6 and 5 on the season. He's thriving with the added ball handling responsibilities, and looks like his offense is taking a leap and becoming a legit two-way force in the league. Last season, this young squad had to grind out wins with defense. They used their energy and physicality to stay in games, but this year, it's a different story. Now their offense can carry them. With Durant, Şengün, Thompson and co, Houston can afford a few defensive lapses during the regular season while they continue refining an offense that might soon be unstoppable. All in all, Houston has built a formidable offensive attack with a somewhat unconventional system. If Durant and Şengün keep playing at this level, the Rockets are going to be a serious problem in the Western Conference come April. But let me know what you think. Could the Durant and Şengün duo actually lead the Rockets to the conference finals this season? And hit that like button if you think both Şengün and KD will make an All-NBA team by the end of the year. And as always, remember to subscribe. And if you enjoyed this video, check out one of these ones on your screen now.